with the 3 days money back guarantee. The reason is that because of the nature of the add-on and the limitations of Google Sheet, I can't actually offer a trial in this. So it's a 3 days money back guarantee if you've installed it and you paid for it. And if you don't like the way it works or you're not happy with it, just shoot me an email at support@feasibility.io. And your refund would be processed within the next 24 hours. So that's the money back guarantee on that. But now, here's the thing. Once you've subscribed to any one of them, all you've got to do is, let's say in this video, we discuss validation feasibility. And all you got to do is go to your add-ons, select your development feasibility, and select validation feasible. What that'll do is actually open up a side menu for validation feasible, and then you just click on create sheets. Once your sheets are created, it's going to go do everything and it'll start creating all your sheets. And once your sheets are created, you just go into your input sheet. Now in here, everything that's in blue is an input cell. When you actually sign up for this course, you will get your free training. All the detailed training will be sent to you. And I go into a lot of detail to explain you how the whole thing works and what each cell would do and what it would not do, or what are the limitations of it, or there's actually no limitation in this. So you get two sheets. One of them is your 200 FISO, which is your output sheet, and this is your input sheet. Everything that's in blue is customizable. So if you were to go and change these things or select your country, for example, let's say you select United States, for example, and once you've got United States, what it's going to do is tell you these options that the GST isn't applicable. And then you can go and also change this value to 0 and change the unit of measurement to, for example, this isn't applicable, and this you can call it square feet, for example. And as soon as you change it to square feet, it's going to update that in everywhere else in the feasibility. So this section here, as soon as you've got GST selected, this basically would tell you whether or not it is applicable under the margin scheme or not. And once it's not available, you don't have to worry about it. This is only an option that works in Australia. So if you've got Australia selected here, you'll see that this section pops up and shows you margin scheme. If it's not in Australia, you just select any other country, and you can go in and change that. So this is not applicable. It'll just go red. There's no application for GST, and all your values will change. So we'll go into that more details in that. But for the time being, if I was to just use the sample data that comes with the feasibility that you can go in and change, and then I just clicked on update FISO. In a few seconds, it'll do all the calculations for your consultants, council contributions, if you've got to pay infrastructure levy and all those things that have to be paid no matter where you are in the world, and your marketing expense. And there are two options. You can either put in a value, or you can put in a percentage of the saleable unit, or you can do as a percentage of the total construction value. So once you've got these values in, when you press update feasibility, you'll see that all your answers would come in here. This feasibility not only has the actual development margin calculation, it also has a sensitivity analysis table where based on what you actually put into your sheet up here as your sensitivity, so the cost will increase in an increment of 3%, and total sales would move in increments of 5%. The same get applied on this sheet, and it'll give you an example of where your development data lies. So say, for example, in this scenario, the value of the land was 6 million. If you make that 2.5 million and click on update FISO, and all the values will get recalculated and it'll change. So once that processing stops, that means your values have been updated, and you can come back here and see that, okay, your development profit is going to be 3.7 million on this project, and your worst case scenario is when the costs go up by 6% and the sales fall down by 10%. What does it look like? What does your development margin look like? And what does your return on equity, or the cash on cash return, would look like if that was to happen? So It does some very detailed calculations on finance. So it'll keep into account that your finance interest would be deducted from your total loan to value ratio, of what is actually available to you in terms of loan. So it although it makes you do all of these things in 2 minutes, it is still very, very detailed. So that's the validation feasibility, and you can print them. You can actually publish the sheet. So it carries all the same Google Sheet functions that are available. You can share it with your friends. You can comment on them and so on.